Welcome everybody, and thanks for looking in. Now, just a few words of explanation for anybody that's looking in for the first time. Okay, then the way to success, the key to success in this modern world is to have the ability to read. Now, this is because all the knowledge that we use, or most of it anyway, is written down, and you need to be able to read that knowledge, and you read it correctly. Now, the World Literacy Foundation says that in the United Kingdom there are between 6 million and 8 million adults who are poor at reading. Now, this is a terrible handicap when it comes to getting yourself a good job, a well-paid job. Also, if you can't read, how can you help your children with reading? Obviously, you could go to adult reading classes, but most people don't like to admit they can't read. It's quite embarrassing. They would obviously prefer to learn somehow in the comfort of their own home. Now, I want to actually show you how you can do this, but there are a couple of problems to start with. So first I'll show you the problems. I'll demonstrate the problems to you. Just a moment. If you'd like to look at the sheet that's on the screen, the first point to note is that the spoken word is made up of one or more separate sounds, and the written word is simply a code representing these sounds. You need to understand the code in order to learn to read. Synthetic phonics is a process of breaking up the words into separate sounds and putting them back together again to form complete words. In actual practice, there are two main problems with this code. The first problem is that different letters can represent the same sound in different words, and this very often leads to confusion. I should like you now to look at another sheet. The second problem is shown on this sheet. You can see from the drawing that the same letters can represent different sounds in different words. So again, this leads to confusion when learning to read. Now, because of the two standard problems, what is needed is a method whereby you know for certain and without any doubt what sounds are represented by the spelling within a particular word. The Box Read Learn method gives you that certainty on your own without a tutor. This is because the sound of the words become so self-evident that you can easily teach yourself to read. So let's look now at the top half of a page of a book that we're using called Grandad's Diary, and I can show you how the system works and how we can overcome the two main problems we've just been talking about. Every word is broken up into separate sounds, and each sound is associated with a separate box. The sound inside a box is the normal phonic alphabet sound that you learnt at primary school. However, if there's a red symbol above a box, this symbol represents the correct sound that has to be used and overrides what is inside a box. In other words, you have to think outside the box. As we proceed week by week, I shall make it clear to you what sound the red symbol represents. And remember, there are only 50 sounds used in English, and you probably already know half of them. You know what I mean? A, B, K, D, E, F, G, etc., etc. And of course, you must read from left to right, and you must speak out loud so as to recognize each sound. So let's zoom into the first word of the page and we can see a number 1 above the enter box. This number 1 represents the sound A for ape, as shown in the little box below. Note also, this is the first word of a sentence, and so the first letter has to be a capital letter, and it is the phonic sound S for sun. So reading out loud in order to hear the sound correctly, and going from left to right, we have S, A, N, sun, D, A, day, sun, day, Sunday. Now moving it along the line to the next word, you will see the number 11, and this number represents the sound R, as in the word army, shown in the little picture below. And the number 13 represents the sound as in the word ermine, shown below. And the number 9 represents the sound oo, as in the word brew, and shown in the little picture below. Now, if you can read out loud so that you can recognise the sounds, and reading from left to right, we have A, F, Af, T, T, after, after. N, oo, nu, n, noon. Afternoon, afternoon. Moving along the line to the next word, you will see there's no red symbol above any of the boxes, so all the letters are part of the standard phonic alphabet. Here we go then. A, N, An, D, and. So let's view the top half of the page again and zoom into the second line. The first two words on this line are shown, and you will see that the number 18, which represents the sound the, as in the word bathe, shown in the little box below. The number 13 represents the sound as in the word ermine, shown in the little box below. And the second word also has the phonic letter E for egg, egg. The two words can now be read out loud as the, the, with, weather. The weather. I think this lesson is coming to an end now, and it looks like we have been stopped by the weather. So just a quick look at the top half of the page, and then the bottom half of the page before we leave, and you can have a go at decoding the other words on your own. It will be very good practice for you. Hello again, I hope you found that interesting. Now the best way to learn to read is to give yourself some practice every day, at least 10 minutes every day. Now if you get yourself a copy of Grandad's diary, there's plenty of practice in that, and the code is fully explained, so you will definitely be able to easily teach yourself to read on your own. However, if you want to learn to read, you really have to have a desire to read. So please look in next week and I'll try to help you with that. So until next week, bye for now.